I'm Melissa Chartrand, and I'm joined today by Anna Botsford, Dianna, Nhung, and Nhung Truong. We are here at West Main Street at Sturgis to talk about Sturgis East and West stage production coming up on in November. And we've been here many times before. We've had a chance to talk about different productions you've done, but this is the first time I get to talk to you about a musical.
Yes, it is. This is our second musical we've done at Sturgis. But the first time we've sort of been interviewed by you for it, so it's exciting. And Dianna, Nhung, and I are directing Once on This Island, and Nhung Truong is our musical director. We're really excited about it.
And this is your first time directing.
Yes, this is the first time I'm music directing a musical. Actually, the first time I'm being a part of a musical in general. When I was in high school, I also was not a part of a musical, so this is definitely a different experience for me.
And very exciting. Well, let's talk about the play itself. Once on This Island is based actually on a book and was also a Broadway production.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was based on a book called My Love, or The Peasant Girl. It's set to take place in, it doesn't actually directly state Haiti, but it's supposed to be a very Caribbean style feel. We are not choosing to set our play there. We've chosen to depict it in a, we like to say an anonymous seaside town, similar to Cape Cod, but we're not directly saying Cape Cod. You won't see the Bourne Bridge in the background or anything like that. But a big part of the book and the play as it was written originally is the race relations between the peasants and what's called the beaux hommes, or the upper class on the island. And because our Sturgis population and our cast of the musical is not quite that, we're a very diverse group of individuals, but not necessarily racially diverse. We decided, and the script actually allows for you to do it as a sort of socioeconomic difference as opposed to race relations. So, and we've also chosen to focus on the storytelling aspect, which is another really big part of the musical.
Absolutely, it's a musical fairy tale, and it's about love and life and hope. And how are the kids? So the kids are all involved. Do you have, what size cast is it?
We have about 35 in the cast itself, about 12 to 15 technical backstage crew, and about 7 or 8 in the orchestra pit. So.
Let's talk a little bit about that. This being your first time, how are you approaching this?
Well, we are working together really well, coordinating rehearsals and spending some time on music, spending some time blocking. So I'm also making part recordings for the students to help them so that they can learn their parts on their own and then come in to rehearsal knowing some notes and rhythms, but then being able to add everybody else and add expression and add the musical vision that we have as well.
And as far as the kids in rehearsals, is there a lot of time? And before you answer that, did they read the book or read the play? Was that part of the process?
I think a lot of them were unfamiliar with the play when we started. It's not widely produced. I think you won't see it on Broadway so much as you'll see it in community theaters, high school theaters, because it's such a great show for that kind of cast. It's got a lot of roles and a lot of featured moments for lots of different people. There's a lot of men, a lot of women, so it's really nice for groups like that. But it's not really super popular as far as professional theaters would go, I'd say.
Several of our students had actually performed in it in middle school, so they were familiar from that. And we cast the show in the spring, and we gave them their scripts then. So over the summer, it was assumed they read the whole script and got familiar with their part. But they did not read the actual book that it's based on. But Dianna and I both have read the book and are sort of using some of the storytelling from the actual book to inform our vision for the directing process.
And can you elaborate a little more on that? I know that sometimes in past productions you've done, there's different surprises or a little bit of twist. And again, as you say, your vision and what you hope for. Can you share anything along those lines with us on that?
Well, one thing we're really working with, and I'll let you elaborate on other stuff, is the physicality of the actors, and really working with using bodies to create shape in space and to create the actual props and the set pieces at sometimes. We actually have I don't know if I want to give too much away, but the creation of a tree happening with physicality, so that's kind of exciting.
Very.
You want to?
Yeah, and something we found in researching the play is really akin to kind of our style of working, is that Once on This Island was developed as a workshop. And so meaning that the ensemble that originally put it together kind of tried things out and said, okay, let's use that, let's not use that. There wasn't necessarily like a set script that they were given. So we've been working a lot with that aspect of like, okay, we're telling the students this is the general idea that we're looking for and saying, how can you manifest that with your voice or with your body? So that's been a really big part of our work as well.
Yeah, we're working together, both Dianna and I, not necessarily being like, we're the directors telling you what to do, but like, ooh, what can you give us, kids? And then they do something, we're like, oh my God, that was awesome. Let's roll with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then when it all comes together, and it's going to come together, and it's at a venue, it's at Mashpee High School this year, which is a lot of space. I know that you've been used to in past working in very small spaces.
Yeah, last year our fall production was at Harwich Junior Theater, which was a pretty good sized stage, but this one is even larger. Our one acts typically take place in the Katuitt Theater Black Box. So this is a really nice opportunity for our students to get the chance to work in a big theater, a big auditorium, large audience. So I think it's going to be a challenge for some of them to work with that because we're not really used to having to project our voices that much, and especially in a musical to have to then project your voices over the pit orchestra. So I think that's going to be a big adjustment when we get there, but I think it's going to be really fun. It's allowed us to play a little bit more with what we can do as far as set and movement. Michelle Colley, who's our choreographer, is also doing a lot of really great work with using the space, and she's got kind of a hard job because not a lot of our students would consider themselves like really strong dancers, but she's working with them really well to create a lot of really great stage pictures.
Excellent. Total team effort. Really look forward to seeing the production. For our viewers, let's let them know how they can get more information. A ticket price is so affordable, and to support the local production is what we want them to do. And how can we get information on that?
So the performances are November 13th, 14th, and 15th at Mashpee High School. The Friday night performance is at 7. Saturday there's a matinee at 2 o'clock, and then an evening performance at 7. And then on Sunday we close with a 2 o'clock performance. Tickets are $15, and you can email your order to STAGETICKS@sturgischarterschool.org and just let us know how many tickets you want, if they're adult or student, and for which evening you're coming.
Great. Well, thank you so much, all of you, for your time today. We want our viewers to make sure you check out Once on This Island. Thank you so much for your time today. For Stage East and West, I'm Melissa Chartrand, wishing you an artful day.